Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and celebrating 40 years, Hasbro, Takara Tomy have released Transformers Comic Edition Grimlock. And we have this beautiful box, and on the side, beautiful Grimlock. Now, in hindsight, I should have kept the Shockwave one a little bit longer, because then I could show them together, because I believe it looks awesome. And then on the back, we have 22 modes Transform Grimlock. We have some beautiful artwork of Shockwave fighting the Dinobots. And on this side, more comic art. And then inside, you open this very nicely, and you have him on a box like this, which I think is very cool. And then Grimlock leads a team of powerful Dinobots he fights on impulse, making him one of the strongest and most unpredictable Autobots. Grimlock resents authority unless he's the one in command, but he hates Decepticons even more. This fuels the rage that he unleashes on his enemies. Now, my annoyance came where they put in a little sort of paper, tissue paper here, and they've used sellotape to sort of keep it here, which in my mind damages it and doesn't actually offer Grimlock much protection. So I'm not sure why they did that, but they did. So anyway, let's get the big fella out of his packaging. Grimlock out of the packaging, and I wanted to originally put the crown on there so you can see that in place. I'm pretty sure, I think the original Grimlock that was released a few years ago had a crown as well. This, as far as I'm aware, is exactly the same mold, just colored in sort of comic colors. So I'm hopeful that they will release more comic Dinobots, because those who are big fans of those UK Marvel comics will certainly want them. And I hope that I got that last statement correct, because I'm not too old Transformer comics, I'm not too switched on about. So the colors are actually very, very nice. I do like this sort of blue against the sort of the yellow on the chest and the hands. It sort of is very vibrant and looks very, very cool. I'm not so bothered about the shading. The shading's not so bad on this compared to Shockwave. The shading was a little bit too much shading for my liking, but this one seems okay. In fact, it seems like it just adds to the decor of the figure rather than anything else. So you can take, obviously, the crown off nice and easy. And then let's just have a look. I mean, as always, beautiful details throughout it. Some really nice Autobots sign going on there. Head sculpt looks very, very cool. Very Grimlocky. I'm trying to think, maybe the face paint plate should have been a different color, maybe. Maybe I'm just, you know, overthinking that one. I'm probably wrong, to be fair. But anyway, legs all the way around. The details have always been fabulous on the Dinobots, and you know, the Dinobots as a whole have been incredible. Especially Grimlock was. I mean, you can easily say, I'm gonna probably get some ticked off people here. When I look at some of the Dinobots, like Sludge, for example, or Slag, they start, can I say Slag? Or is it Slug? Whatever they want to call him, because I can't say Slag anymore. They felt a bit boring, but this one certainly didn't. So anyway, articulation, head goes round, head goes up, head goes down. I really did like the Triceratops Dinobots Snarl. I did like that mold. That mold was very cool. There we go. But for me, I think if you're buying the Dinobots, you're buying them more for their alt mode, because I feel like that's where you want them to be in. Certainly from my perspective. Legs can go up all like that. You can kick forward if you like, and kick all the way back. So he has some solid articulation, which is grand. So in terms of weapons, he comes with his classic gun, which can easily go in there like so, and it is a nice size that you feel like he's really going to do some damage with that gun going on there. You then have his swords. Now, I think the Dinobots that were released over the last few years didn't come with the red swords, because I believe that they were more comic rather than, or toy related, rather than TV screen related. So I think for those fans who have been wanting the little red swords, you finally got them. Now, I guess in reality, if they don't release any more Dinobots, you obviously have these as well, which you can obviously, they are different. So in my mind, you can give them to other Dinobots. So, and obviously I haven't got Swoop, so I don't know if Swoop comes with a sword, and maybe that's how they've managed to achieve the Dinobots pretty much having the swords. Oh, that just popped out. But looking at this, like that anyway, that does look very cool. So the robot mode is very, very nice, very impressive, and exactly what I was expecting. And I love the color scheme going on, and I'm really looking forward to it. So Sky Boom Image Comics are releasing some of those older Marvel comics in a compendium that's being released next year. So I'm very excited to pick that up and read some of those comics that I've probably always wanted to read. Just it was how do I read them, which was always the question. So anyway, without ado, let's transform him into his Aut mode, or Dinobot mode, or Beast mode. No, that's Beast Wars. Shush, let's move on. Okay, here is Dinobot out of his packaging, and he does look a bit bland compared to the robot mode, because the chest is all sort of gray. You've got a lot more shading added on as well, and I think on the original it had the big Autobot sign here, whereas on this it doesn't, and it clearly made that more of a I don't know, a colorful space. I'm messing up my words here. You do have obviously that under there. The feet are very solid and yellow, and then you've got the tail all the way around. Mine, I don't know what it is, just keeps pinging out, which is really annoying. And you can put the gun on the back, but there is no real room for the weapons unless you start thinking about perhaps the leg areas. So you could put your sword there if you wanted to. Feels a bit weird to put it there, but you can, and you can get enough one on the other side. Does it add any value to it? Probably not. So you can obviously take this off very, very carefully. Oh man, that's just really bugging me, that back piece. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like it's noticeable, but I feel like it should clip in a little bit better. So minor annoyance. And then you can get him into these little poses, or not, where be careful of the arms. My arms, they just seem to detach a little bit really easy. So this is a sort of pose that perhaps would be a really cool one for Dinobot, and he's always been solid enough to carry the additional weight of the tail being up rather than being down. And I think, you know, I don't feel the Dinobot mode, even though it's exactly the same mode, is as good as the first one that was released. I feel like the robot mode in this does a little bit better, but it's okay. It's okay. And it will do, I guess, especially if you're after Dinobot yourself. That little screw in there does irritate me a little bit as well. It's a little bit disappointing, but hey ho, it is what it is. So to wrap it up, I think this is a great figure, and certainly one that would sit nicely in most collection, but only if the other Dinobots I feel are released, which hopefully they do. They've got the mold, so it's Hasbro. Why not? We know what they're like with repaints, but this repaint actually makes a bit of sense compared to previous repaints that are just repaints for the sake of it. So anyway, hope you like my video. If you do, please do support my channel by subscribing. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you to everybody that subscribed to my channel already. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.